Welcome to Tama's Japanology channel. Hello and welcome to this delicious journey across Japan, the land of ramen. Today, we'll take you on a flavorful adventure through the rich, diverse, and fascinating world of Japanese ramen. From the snowy streets of Sapporo to the bustling alleys of Fukuoka, every region of Japan has crafted its own signature ramen style, each one reflecting the local climate, culture, and ingredients. We'll explore the origins of ramen, dive into the core components, noodles, broth, and toppings, and then guide you region by region, slurping our way from north to south. By the end, you'll not only know where to find the best ramen in Japan, but also understand what makes each bowl unique. So sit back, grab a snack, and let's begin our steaming hot journey through the world of Japanese ramen.
Before we explore regional specialties, let's take a quick look at the roots of ramen itself. Although it's now considered a symbol of Japanese comfort food, ramen actually has its origins in China. It was introduced to Japan in the late 19th or early 20th century and evolved rapidly in post-war Japan. Over the decades, ramen transformed into a uniquely Japanese dish, with local chefs and street vendors creating new varieties to suit regional tastes. At its core, ramen consists of three main components: the broth, the noodles, and the toppings. The broth may be pork-based, tonkotsu, soy sauce-based, shoyu, salt-based, shio, or miso-based. Noodles can range from thin and curly to thick and chewy, often made with alkaline water for that distinctive springy texture. Toppings are as diverse as the broths: chashu, braised pork belly, ajitama, marinated egg, nori, seaweed, menma, bamboo shoots, and green onions are just the beginning. Now that we've got the basics down, let's travel through Japan, starting from the cold northern island of Hokkaido. Our journey begins in Japan's northernmost island, Hokkaido. Known for its harsh winters, abundant seafood and dairy products, Hokkaido is also home to one of Japan's most iconic ramen styles, miso ramen. Sapporo, the capital of Hokkaido, is considered the birthplace of miso ramen. In the 1950s, chefs began adding miso paste to their ramen broth, creating a rich, nutty, and warming soup, perfect for the cold climate. Sapporo miso ramen typically features thick, chewy noodles that hold up to the hearty miso broth. Toppings often include stir-fried bean sprouts, corn, butter, garlic, and ground pork, ingredients that offer bold flavor and deep warmth. You might even find a pat of Hokkaido butter melting on top, adding creaminess to the soup. In Asahikawa, located in central Hokkaido, the ramen is quite different. Soy-based broth is common here, and it's typically a double soup, a mix of pork and seafood stock. Asahikawa ramen also tends to have a layer of oil on top to keep the soup warm longer, essential in Hokkaido's cold winters. Then there's Hakodate, a southern port city famous for its clear, salty shio ramen. Its broth is light, golden, and delicate, a stark contrast to Sapporo's bold miso. From hearty miso to elegant shio, Hokkaido shows us how even one island can offer an amazing variety of ramen styles. Next, we travel south into the Tohoku region, a mountainous area known for its rice hot springs and soul-soothing cuisine. In Aomori, garlic and pork fat dominate the ramen scene. One local specialty, called Nokkodon-style ramen, includes sliced raw scallops and seafood as toppings, a reflection of the region's fishing culture. In Akita, a lesser-known but cherished local style is yokote ramen. It typically features thick noodles and a soy sauce-based broth with sweet, mild flavors that match the area's traditional comfort food palette. Fukushima offers one of Tohoku's most beloved ramen types, kitakata ramen. This style features flat, wide noodles in a light soy-based broth made from pork bones and niboshi, dried sardines. It's famous for its simplicity, clarity, and perfect balance, and the noodles are often slightly wavy, with a chewy texture that pairs beautifully with the clear broth. Kitakata City is known to have more ramen shops per capita than anywhere else in Japan. Locals even eat ramen for breakfast. In Sendai, the capital of Miyagi Prefecture, you might encounter jutan, beef tongue ramen, an unusual but delicious specialty reflecting the city's love for grilled jutan dishes. Tohoku ramen may not be as globally famous, but it's deeply rooted in tradition, regional pride, and heartfelt hospitality. Home to Tokyo, Yokohama, and a melting pot of cultures, flavors, and culinary innovation. Let's begin with Tokyo-style ramen. Tokyo ramen is one of the most classic and widely loved styles. It typically features curly, medium-thin noodles served in a soy sauce-based broth. The soup is usually made from a combination of pork and chicken bones, with a dash of dashi, fish stock, creating a savory, balanced flavor. Toppings often include nori seaweed, menma, bamboo shoots, chashu pork, and a soft-boiled egg. In recent decades, Tokyo has become a playground for ramen experimentation. Michelin-starred ramen shops, vegan ramen, duck broth ramen, even truffle oil ramen. The possibilities are endless. Now let's head south to Yokohama, where you'll find Iki Ramen, born in the 1970s at a shop called Yoshimura Ya. Ieke, or house style, combines tonkotsu, pork bone, and shoyu soy sauce broth. It's thicker and saltier than Tokyo-style ramen and often served with thick, straight noodles. Toppings usually include spinach, nori, and large slices of fatty pork. Yokohama also hosts the famous Ramen Museum, where you can sample regional varieties from across Japan, all in one place, a must-visit for ramen lovers. In Saitama Prefecture, try aged dashi ramen, which uses fried tofu in a soy-based soup. And in Chiba, there's Takeoka-style ramen, a dark, salty, oil-heavy broth served with minimal toppings, a bold and rustic choice. Kanto is more than just Tokyo. It's a dynamic hub where tradition and innovation coexist, giving rise to some of the most influential ramen trends in Japan and around the world. Next, we journey into the heart of Japan, the Chubu region, where mountainous terrain meets the Sea of Japan and Pacific coastline. The diversity of geography here is matched only by the diversity of its ramen. Let's start in Niigata Prefecture, famous for its Niigata 5 ramen styles. Yes, 5 distinct styles within a single prefecture. Nagaoka style, rich soy sauce broth with a thick layer of pork back fat, perfect for snowy winters. Niigata shoyu, clear, light, elegant soy-based soup style. Thick noodles in a salty, fatty soup, eaten with raw onions on top. A powerful, oily broth with dried sardines and flat noodles. Shio ramen from coastal towns, light and seafood forward, using local ingredients. Moving to Nagoya in Aichi Prefecture, we find Taiwan ramen, which actually has nothing to do with Taiwan. This spicy ramen originated in Nagoya and features ground pork, garlic, chives, and hot chili oil in a soy-based broth. It's bold, fiery, and deeply addictive. Toyama Black Ramen from Toyama Prefecture is visually stunning with a nearly black soy sauce broth. Originally designed for workers who needed extra salt, the flavor is intense and salty, balanced by thick noodles and generous toppings like chashu and scallions. In Gifu, a landlocked and mountainous area, you might find ramen with a hearty chicken base, often mixed with miso. Takayama ramen, also known as Hida ramen, is a local favorite, featuring a clear soy sauce broth made from chicken and vegetables and served with thin noodles. Chubu's ramen styles reflect its extremes. Cold winters, hot summers, sea and mountains, all contributing to some of the most distinctive ramen bowls in Japan. Now we arrive in Kansai, the cultural heart of Western Japan. Known for Osaka, Kyoto, and Kobe, Kansai cuisine is famous for its refined, balanced flavors, and its ramen reflects that spirit. Let's begin in Kyoto, where you'll find Kyoto-style ramen, also known as Shinrai-kei. It typically features a rich soy sauce broth with chicken and pork bones and a strong garlic aroma. One of the most famous shops, Tenkaipin, serves a thick, almost gravy-like chicken-based soup that's utterly unique. Some Kyoto ramen styles are surprisingly rich, despite the city's reputation for subtle cuisine. In Osaka, known as the Kitchen of Japan, you'll find an incredible diversity of ramen styles, including local favorites like Totsu Shoyu blends, a mix of pork bone and soy sauce for deep umami. Kitsune ramen, topped with fried tofu, inspired by kitsune udon. Negi ramen, a mound of chopped green onions over light soy-based broth. Osaka is also home to many ramen chains and creative shops, constantly experimenting with global fusion, from curry ramen to Italian-style broths. In Kobe, a cosmopolitan port city, the ramen often reflects international influences. One specialty is akashi ramen, with octopus and seafood in a shio or soy broth. Kobe also has a vibrant Chinese-style ramen scene, a reminder of its historic Chinatown, Nankinmachi. Though Kansai may be more famous for takoyaki and okonomiyaki, its ramen scene is full of hidden gems, elegant, balanced, and endlessly creative. As we move westward, we enter the Chugoku region, a land of mountains, rivers, and the scenic Seto Inland Sea. Though not as internationally famous for ramen, this region hides some of Japan's most beloved local bowls. Let's begin in Hiroshima, where you'll find a local favorite, Hiroshima Tsukemen. Unlike traditional hot ramen, Hiroshima Tsukemen features cold noodles served separately with a spicy dipping sauce. The sauce is usually soy-based with chili oil and vinegar, and diners dip each bite of noodle into the flavorful liquid. Toppings often include shredded cabbage, cucumber, boiled egg, and sesame seeds. Another style in Hiroshima is a shoyu hybrid ramen, often topped with green onions and bean sprouts. It's less creamy than Fukuoka's tonkotsu, but still rich and satisfying. In Okinawa, you might find kasaoka ramen, which uses a clear chicken broth and often features chicken chashu instead of pork. This lighter, more delicate soup reflects the area's love for chicken dishes. Yamaguchi, facing the Sea of Japan, offers ramen made with dried fish stock, a salty, umami-rich taste that pairs well with thin, straight noodles. The Chugoku region may be off the radar for many ramen tourists, but for those willing to explore, it offers refreshing diversity and unforgettable local flavor. Now we take a brief ferry ride to Shikoku, the smallest of Japan's 4 main islands, and a land famous for its udon. But don't be fooled, ramen lives here too. In Tokushima Prefecture, you'll find Tokushima ramen, a bold and hearty style inspired by workers' meals. The broth is typically tonkotsu shoyu, dark and rich in flavor. It's often topped with raw egg, pork belly slices, and green onions, giving it a sukiyaki-like twist. The noodles are usually thin and firm, perfect for soaking up the savory broth. Kochi Prefecture offers a lighter ramen, sometimes infused with citrusy yuzu or local fish stock. Given its coastal location, seafood influences are common, and some shops blend bonito or sardine flavors into their broth. In Ehime and Kagawa, ramen takes cues from both Chinese-style and Japanese-style noodle culture. While Kagawa is most famous for udon, its ramen shops often focus on light shio or soy-based soups with clean, subtle taste. Shikoku's ramen scene may not be flashy, but it's deeply regional, using local ingredients and showcasing the island's quiet creativity. Finally, we arrive in the southernmost part of Japan, Kyushu and Okinawa. This is Tonkotsu ramen territory, and perhaps the most beloved ramen style internationally was born here. Let's begin in Fukuoka, home to Hakata ramen. Hakata ramen is characterized by its creamy white tonkotsu broth made by boiling pork bones for hours until the collagen turns the soup cloudy. Noodles are thin, straight and firm, designed for kaidama, the option to order extra noodles once you've finished your first round. Toppings are simple: green onions, pickled ginger, wood ear mushrooms, and thin slices of chashu. Crushed garlic and spicy sesame paste are often added by the diner to customize flavor. In Kumamoto, another Kyushu city, Kumamoto ramen features a similar tonkotsu base, but with the unique addition of mayu, black garlic oil, adding deep roasted aroma. Kurume ramen, also from Fukuoka Prefecture, is even porkier and heavier than Hakata ramen, with stronger umami and often a layer of melted fat floating on top. Miyazaki and Kagoshima offer lighter takes on tonkotsu ramen, often blended with chicken or vegetable stock. Kagoshima ramen, for example, tends to be more mild and clear, with thick noodles and lots of vegetables, reflecting the area's diverse culinary culture. And now to Okinawa, Japan's southernmost island. While ramen isn't native here, Okinawa soba is a local equivalent. Made with thick wheat-based noodles, more like ramen than buckwheat soba, it's served in a light pork and fish broth and topped with stewed pork belly, kamaboko, and pickled ginger. Though technically not ramen, Okinawa soba offers a unique experience that reflects the island's Ryukyu heritage. Kyushu and Okinawa wrap up our regional tour with rich, bold flavors and a deep respect for local tradition, especially in the form of milky, umami pork bone broth. And there you have it, a full journey across Japan through the lens of ramen. From Hokkaido's hearty miso bowls to Fukuoka's creamy tonkotsu, from light seafood broths to bold soy-based creations, each bowl tells a story. A story of geography, weather, culture, migration, and community. Ramen is more than food, it's an experience. It's the steam rising in a tiny alley shop on a snowy night, It's the sound of slurping, the clatter of chopsticks, the quiet satisfaction after the final sip of broth. It's also a global language now. From Los Angeles to London, from Bangkok to Berlin, ramen has captured the imagination of people everywhere. Whether you prefer it spicy or mild, creamy or clear, with extra garlic or no toppings at all, there's a bowl of ramen for everyone. We hope this journey has inspired you to explore Japan's ramen scene for yourself, and perhaps even to seek out local ramen shops in your own city. So, next time you lift those noodles to your lips, remember, you're tasting more than food. You're savouring a culture, a history, and a warm embrace in a bowl. Thank you for joining us on this delicious adventure. Until next time, happy slurping.